friends, welcome back. I'm going to go ahead and model our 4 steps for our brainstorming. Remember, step 1 was to get our materials. Step 2, to decide what you wanted to brainstorm. Step 3 is to answer the question about the planet. And then step 4 is to identify the differences between the planet and the Earth. So let's get started. So to frame today's lesson, we will be brainstorming ideas for the planet we chose. We need to figure out why it is special and what are the differences between the planet and the Earth. So those are the 2 questions that we need to be answering today. So we need to pick our planet, decide why it's special, and the differences between the planet that we chose and Earth. So step 1 is extremely important. It's to gather your materials. So you need your brainstorming, graphic organizer, and you need your 2 texts. So this is what the graphic organizer will look like. You will decide your planet, what is special about your planet, and then what is the differences between your planet and Earth. And then you need to gather your texts, the first space encyclopedia and planets. Writers, if you go to your Google Classroom, and today is Wednesday, you will see your writing brainstorming. Under your writing brainstorming, you are going to have your Google form, Google Doc, which will be your exit ticket for today. And you will have your 2 texts. So I'm going to make sure to open. You can only open one at a time. So make sure you open one. So I'm going to first start with, space. So let's see, I'm going to planets. Okay. So that is step 1. I gathered all my materials. I know where they are. Step 2 is to decide what planet you are most interested in and want to learn about. And you're going to go ahead and type it here. For some reason, I have this very big curiosity about Venus. So I'm going to go ahead and type Venus. If you don't know which planet you want to choose, this is when you have the opportunity to go to the texts. You can see and look through the pictures and think about, which planet sounds the most interesting. So if you haven't come up with a decision of which planet you want to choose, go ahead and look at the texts. You can look at the planet text, and you can look at the first space encyclopedia and just look at the photos. You don't need to really read too much. Maybe you could read the captions, maybe just a quick glance of the different planets to decide which one you want to write about. So I decided Venus, so I put it in my blank here. Step 3 is to answer the questions about the planet. So we need to think about what is special about my planet. Well, first off, I don't really know much about Venus. So how am I supposed to answer this question? I need to use my texts to find out what is special. So I'm going to look at pictures, captions, maybe I'll glance over some of the text to figure out why it is special. So what I'm going to do to make sure that I have my text, so I'm going to make it a little smaller, and I'm going to have my brainstorming exit ticket with me. Beautiful. All right, so I should have space for both. I get a little smaller, make this a little bit, my text a little smaller. Beautiful. Okay, so I should be good to go. Uh-oh. Sorry, friends, I'm having some technical difficulties. Okay. So I scroll down. I'll go ahead and see if I see anything in the pictures about Venus. So it sees planets, the sun, not talking about the sun. Oh, here's some things. There's Venus. says the sun and the earth are part of what we call our solar system. There are 8 big planets and 5 small. Okay, it doesn't really tell me anything. Okay, it says each planet. That's not really special, so I'm trying to find just specific details about my planet. Oh, Venus. Okay, they're in the hotter part of the solar system. Okay, let's keep going. Ooh, okay. So I just found out that, look, Venus is the second planet from the sun. So that's a special fact about my planet. So I'm going to say second closest planet to the sun. Let's see what else I find out. Okay. They are made of rock and metal. Made of rock and metal. Let's see what else. That's talking about Earth. Different things about Earth. Okay. I'll keep going. No, not talking about Venus. Let's see. Oh, here we go. The hottest planet. That's interesting. Hottest planet. This is the solar system's hottest planet, even though it is not closest to the sun. A thick layer of gas around Venus makes it super hot. Hottest planet. And I can put a little, say, because it's a thick layer of gas around planet. That's what makes it hot. So that's interesting. Okay. Let's see if there's any more information. Our moon. Nothing else about Venus. Okay, so that means I get to go ahead and go to my second book. I'm going to go ahead and look for my second book, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go ahead and see if there is any information about Venus that I can add to what makes it special. Okay, so let's keep looking. This one's a little longer, so I don't want you to spend too much time in here. So I'm going to scroll down. Also, what can be really helpful is looking at, because you don't want to spend too much time, you looking at this table of contents so we could see if there's anything about my planet. So I really think this could be a great place for everyone to go to because it's about the solar system. So I'm just going to go directly to page 50. So directly to page 50. Let's see. Oh. It's not wanting to load, friends. Give it a moment. It's trying to think. There we go. All right, we went a little too far. Let's see. All right, friends, so I'm continuing to look, see where it talks about Venus. Let's keep going. Oh, we needed to get to 50. Let's see. All right. Oh, there we go. Okay. There we got Mars. Let's see. Okay, let's keep going. Sorry, friends. This is why you need to be tricky. See see what it says. Okay. Here we go, the solar system. Okay, so we got the sun. We have Mercury, should be Venus is next. The morning star. Okay. So from Earth, Venus is the easiest to see when it appears to be the farthest in the sky from the sun. That's interesting. Okay. It's the brightest planet. Oh, we can add that. In the early morning or early evening sky, depending on where it is. Its orbit around the sun. That's why it's known as the morning or evening star. Interesting. So this is Venus without Venus's rocky plains without cloud cover. Okay, so that's without cloud cover. A mass of clouds. The cloud layer is too thick to let much sunlight penetrate, but it does reflect a lot of light. In fact, after the moon, Venus is the brightest object in our night sky. That's interesting. Ooh, it says you wouldn't want to visit Venus. You'd be crushed in an instant and your remains fried to a crisp. This barren planet is covered with, oh, that's good. Covered in acid clouds, and it is an incredibly dense atmosphere. And then I'll say dense atmosphere. Okay, let's see if there's any other ones. So what is it like? This false color picture of Venus has made from data collected by probes, including, okay, the blue areas represent huge plains of solid lava. The white and green and brown areas are higher lands such as hills, mountains, volcanoes, and valleys. So that's interesting. They have hills, mountains, volcanoes, and valleys. Ooh, look at this little interesting fact. The surface temperature is about 900 degrees Fahrenheit. That's so hot. Surface temp is about 900 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not how it's called, Fahrenheit. Degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. Oh, here, okay, so let's see. Venus spins on its axis slower than any other planet. It takes 243 days to spin just once. Wow, 243 days to spin once. That's really slow. Okay, and now let's see if we can start finding some differences between my planet and Earth. Okay. Oh, here's an interesting fact. Venus spins in the opposite direction from the Earth. So the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. That is a difference. Okay, so we can say spins in the opposite direction from the Earth. It's trying to load. Then we could say rises in west, sets in east. And that concludes my model. Oops, make sure I spell it correctly. Sorry guys, my computer is being a little slow today. It's having a mind of its own. Beautiful. So let's make sure that I completed all my steps. It's trying to load. Beautiful. And then step 4 is where you're identifying the differences. Beautiful. So that is what we already completed. Writers, this is what you will be doing today. Make sure you complete all 4 steps. You gather your materials. You decide which planet you want to write about. You decide what makes it special, and then the differences between your planet and Earth. Good luck. If you have any questions, reach out to me or Mr. Martinez. Bye for now.